Hey guys, it's Maymay, and it's time for a twist on the impossible card, which is actually impossibly simple. And if you didn't see my Thursday video, I'll be sure to link it below and put it in the iCard above. But this card, as you might notice, is similar to it, but it has a little heart that stands up in the middle instead of the square. Let me show you the original. I have one right here. This is the 5x7 version of the original, and there's a whole video on how to do this. This middle piece is the heart, and I thought this would be cool to show you guys how to do this. I did this as a Mother's Day card, but I want to use this die on the next one and show you how to do it with multiple dies, but it'll be the same process. I used a heart for this one, and I'm going to use this little like sunbursty one for this one, so let's get started. All right, it's basically selective die cutting. You've seen this before, okay? So I'm going to take a piece of 6x6 cardstock and my template, which I created for myself the other day on my video, which is linked for you guys. There's also a blog post that has all this information, and I'm just going to go ahead and trace my template here. I just have to trace this line, and then this line, and then this line. So 3 lines that I'm going to trace, okay? Then we're going to work on the die cutting part. Now, I think that this will work with most dies. The only thing I want to caution you about is you don't want it to be too thin where it connects. This one is pretty much as thin as you want it to get because this heart is very loose. It is still standing up, but that's because I used 110-pound white cardstock for my base portion. So just make sure you're either using a die that's not too thin at the bottom or you're using really thick cardstock. Okay, so we'll bring my A magnetic plate and B plate over, and I'm going to lay this on top of that. Now here's what we're doing. Where this large section is, this is the square that would stand up when we finish the card. That's where we're going to cut our die shape from, okay? So the only thing I want to make sure of is whatever die shape I use fits in that spot as close to those lines as I can, all right? And I don't want it to go too far down. Again, I want it to have a pretty good connection at the bottom, so this looks like it's going to fit really well. Now, the next thing I need to do is I need to take my second B plate. I'm going to place it over the top, but where I want it to end is right at the bottom of those lines that I drew, okay, right where they kind of intersect. I've messed my little die up there, so I'm going to get that nice and straight. I'm going to move my hand so you can see what I'm talking about. Okay, so I've got my die in place, but my cut plate is going to end at the lines that I'm going to cut with my scissors in a second. The reason for that is I want this to stay connected on the card, so I'm not going to cut all the way through. One thing I like to do is keep my thumb at the base so that my plate doesn't slide around as I cut. Let's get that to go through. There we go. Now that I've got it tight, I can let go. Then we're just going to feed this on through. And I'm going to bring this over and show you what we got. I'm going to move these guys out of the way. So we did a partial die cut. The reason it's partial is because my plate ended before my die ended. That means it did not cut through on this bottom portion. See that? So you can see because I did a partial die cut, I did not cut out the shape all the way around. Okay? Now I'm going to lay this down on my cutting mat and use my ruler. And just where my lines, this is where my lines end. Right here and right here. I want to make sure I'm pretty straight, okay? I'm going to go from that first line I traced to the bottom of my die cut, okay? This is how we're going to cut this away. So I'm not going over the die cut. I'm stopping where the die cut is. Here I'm going to do the same thing from the die cut to the line, just until I get it cut through, maybe one more time there. So just like that, okay? Now we can go to our scissors and do just what we did when we made the impossible card the first time, and that is cut these lines away. So I'm just going to cut straight through that first line, and this will make that die cut piece release. See that? Then I'm going to do it over here as well. Now my die crossed over a little bit, and that is not a big deal. We just want to make sure that we don't cut the die off, like cut the little loopy parts off. You don't want that to happen necessarily, but it's really not a big deal. It's just going to sit there and not be a problem. So there's the top portion. Now I'm going to come down here and cut this slice. Just like so. So this is just like we would have made the impossible card, but normally this would be a rectangle, a solid rectangle. Now we're just going to twist, okay? So you're going to pick a side. You can do either side. As long as you hold one hand still and twist, then what you get is this. Now, using my mat again, squaring this guy up, okay? You definitely want to use your mat and square everything up, and you want to lay this guy down to one side and then bring him over to the other. And that is how you're going to get that piece to stand up in the middle. And this time the piece that's standing up looks like that. Isn't that cool? I like using the die cuts. I think it's going to open a lot of different possibilities for us. Now we just need to decorate it and decide what's going right here. The other cool thing is we can take another die and nestle it inside here. Let's cut a piece for that. So this is the die set I was using. I'm just going to come in and get one size smaller. That'll be this guy. And I'll be able to use it to make a little inlay to go on our little die piece. I'm going to make this card using this French flea market paper that we carry in the store now. It's a Julie nutting paper. It's absolutely gorgeous. And I'm not sure how I'm going to lay it out. So, oh, look at this rose. I'm going to flip through here and see what paper I want to use to be that little burst. So I'm going to cut a piece of this paper that is from that Julie nutting set. It's so pretty. Lay this here and cut it. One thing I want to tell you, when you're doing your selective die cutting like I did in the beginning, feel free to use tape to hold this in place so you don't have to hold it like I was doing it if you're not comfortable. But it works if you, if you can hold it still, you can do it without tape. But if you need it, it's no big deal. So now I have this piece that I'm going to nestle inside of here. And I might need to trim a little bit off. I think I'm going to trim just the tiniest bit here away. Let me get my scissors. And I'm just going to come right here and trim this side, just like so, and then right next to it. And this is just so it'll kind of end at the bottom there. Can you see how that's ending? And then I can nestle it right inside there. I think, too, I'm going to pop it up on some foam. I don't know what else is going everywhere. I'm just playing and we'll see what happens. So there is my foam. And I know where this is going to go because I've cut those little pieces. So I'm just going to nestle that in. It looks like a big flower kind of. And then I think I'm going to look at the sticker pack and some paper for here. So in the first tutorial, I did not take the time to show you how to cut this piece right here that's going to layer there. So today I thought I would. And what I have done is I've cut two pieces. These are 2 3/4 by 5 3/4. That's because I'm making a 6 by 6 card. So this piece is 3 inches this way and 6 inches this way. So I just cut this. I'm going to flip this over so I can show you. I just cut this to be 1/4 of an inch smaller all the way around, which will give me an 1/8 of an inch border. Okay, but we need to cut this section out. So let me show you how to do it. Because I know this is a 1 1/4 inch piece, I'm going to start at the top of this one. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut down 1 inch, or I'm going to cut in 1 inch, but I'm going to cut down 2 3/4 of an inch. How do I know that? A couple of ways. Number one, because this is 3 inches. I just know that because it's a 6 by 6. Or you can measure it. So if you need to put your ruler on it, we turn mine the right way, you can always measure and see what the center is there so you'll know. So I'm going to cut this down to 2 3/4. Here's what I'm going to do. I've gone 1 inch in on my paper, okay, and I'm going to go to 2 3/4, which is right here on my my cut bar. So I'm just going to line that little divot onto 2 3/4, just like that. And once you do this once, if you need to make yourself a template, you can do that as well. Then I'm just going to turn this way. The one thing you want to make sure of is the pattern paper you want is going to be laying the correct way. You want to take the right piece out, okay? You'll find out how that doesn't always work. Sometimes we make a mistake on that one. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this guy in at 2 3/4, and I'm going to cut to that point where I left off, okay? So coming right here, I'm going to cut right to that line. And if it helps, you can kind of lift this up so you can see where you're going to, which is 2 1/4. And then you can just pull, and this piece should release. If it doesn't, don't go too far. Just take your little paper and snip it. Or just take your scissors and just snip that piece, and you've got it. Don't waste this. You can totally use that too. So then this piece can now live here, and you'll see that we've got that 1/4 of an inch, or that 1/8 of an inch mat all the way around it. It's a little fussy, but you can do it, okay? So again, I want to do the other side in the same paper. So I want the bigger piece at the top. So what I'm going to do is turn it this way. I'm going to cut 1 inch in and 2 3/4 down, just like that, okay? Then I'm going to put it to 2 3/4, and I'm going to cut over to it. This guy can now live here. Now, if you want them to be different, different patterns from each other, you can do that. I just thought that was pretty to have that pretty blue kind of toile look. Now, the thing about these, what you don't want to do is get rid of them, because you can use them as your little pieces that go across here if you want to put a piece here, or you can use other things and save these for another project. So I'm just going to glue this with that 1/8 inch hanging out around it to give me a little border. And then the other side. I will tell you, the stronger your cardstock is here, the better. Because those thinner cardstocks are not going to hold that piece standing up because it's going to be more weak than on the original card. That makes sense because we're cutting more away. Also, don't worry about it getting unsquare. And here's what I mean by that. See how these are kind of going like this? We're going to fix that when we add our little crossbar pieces. Also notice I put my hole on this side where on the first card I showed you, the hole is on this side. So you can change that up any way you want to do it. All right, let's decide what's going right here. A lot of times with the stickers from the sticker packs, I'll put the powder on the back so that the sticky goes away. But the way I'm going to place these on here, you're going to see the back, and I don't want it to be just a white expanse. So here's what I'm going to do. Some of you guys are going to think this is too much work. I think it's going to be super cute. So I'm going to turn this over. I want the little text to be on the back of these guys. I'm going to stick these down, and I'm going to fussy cut around them. Now, it's a lot easier than you think, and I'll tell you why. These stickers typically have like a little bleed around them, so you're not cutting every tiny little thing. You're only cutting around that edge. So let me show you what I mean. So like on this butterfly, I take my glasses off, can't see with those on anymore. Okay, so butterfly. With this bicycle, I'm just going to cut right around that edge, and what will happen is the back of my sticker will be as pretty as the front instead of just having that white space. Now, if you have embellishments that you don't have to do this on, feel free to use those. I just love to use the stickers from these paper packs. I think they're so cute. And this doesn't take that long, and especially with a card like this, which is kind of a keepsake card, because you can put this on your windowsill or on your desk or somewhere where you can look at it for years to come. You don't mind spending a little bit of time getting it all done. Now, if you have a brother Scan and Cut, your Scan and Cut can do this for you, but I wanted to show you how to do it if you don't have one. Let me cut all this excess away that I don't need. So now I have a bicycle that's backed with some pretty paper. I have a bird cage that is backed with some pretty paper. And I love this sticker. And I think I want to put it in the middle and have those two pieces coming out the side. So let me get some foam for that. Okay, so first things first, I want to put this little bird cage over to one side. So I'm just going to glue that down. And I'm just going to glue it for the part that's going to be touching. The rest is going to hang off. The cool thing about this is you can let your pieces hang over the side like this and still fit in a 6x6 envelope as long as they don't go above your die cut there in the center. Look how cool that's going to look with all of the pattern and all the little cuts and everything. I think it's pretty. And then this little bicycle is going to go over to the edge like it's riding off. Let's put some glue here. Stick that down there. I need a little glue behind the seat as well. There we go. That's cute. I know you guys can hardly see it, but see how cute that is on there? I like it. And then this piece, I'm going to put in the middle and have it popped up. So it's going to overhang some of those, but I think it'll be cute because it's got a cute little saying. The saying on it says, it's the little things in life. And it kind of mimics that center circle. So see that? Isn't that cute? I love that like that. Now we need to do our little across the way here. And look at this. This sticker is so cute. It says, enjoy today. And it's perfect for here. But I'm going to put a piece down that will go behind it to keep it from sticking to the table when a person sits it down. So let me get a piece for that. So this little piece is going to go across here. That's what's going to be what stabilizes our little card and brings everything back square. And then this is going to go right here. I think that'll be so cute. But before I put it down, I want to show you. So this little frilly lace piece is in the sticker pack. I'm going to run it down the middle to kind of add another layer onto our card. I love these sticker packs, y'all. I love them. All right, now what we're going to do is we're going to take this piece and we're going to glue it down to one end. Put some glue here, and I'm going to glue it to the other end. Okay, so we're going to glue this piece down here. And because I did this piece at 6x6, I can use it to kind of help me get everything lined up. But I'm also using my cutting mat to help me get everything square. So that can go there. And now this guy can just live right here. How cute is that? Oh, I love how this looks. Let me show you. I love that little starburst in there. Isn't that pretty? And then on the back side is where you can write a message. I'm going to leave this blank, so if I want to write a message, but I can add some more here. I want to show you what I did a while ago that was just for fun, and it worked. So I did this on that card a while ago. I took my trimmer and I just cut down some strips of a scrap that I had. I think I'm just going to cut 2 of these, and I'm cutting them in different widths. Oops. I'm not really measuring. I don't need to measure. I just need some strips cut. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these guys, and on an angle with my scissors, I'm just going to slice like that. And then I'm going to do it here so I get the same angle. Just going to use that as my guide. You could do this on your trimmer. I just picked up my scissors and did it. We're not trying to be specific. We're just getting some angle cuts. And then just because I thought this was pretty, I took them and I laid them across where they landed in different spots. So I could do this one like this. And then I could do this one like this. And then maybe this one like this. I just kind of thought they looked kind of cool laid in different ways like that with the little points. It was a little bit different. So once I can see where I'm going to glue them, I can add a little glue to the point and to this back side here. So it's almost, I mean, you could even do like a lace up. Wouldn't that be pretty to like lace this, like old vintage, like have the little X's going across with some paper? You can do anything you want. I'll show you what I did on the other one because I did this one slightly different. But I'll show you in just a second. And then I'm going to bring this one over kind of in a little more. And let's do this last one. And offset it a little bit. Then I think it'd be pretty if we put a sticker here. And look how perfect this Eiffel Tower is for right here. Just kind of cleans all that up a little bit. Perfect. So let me show you what I'm talking about here. On this card, I did it like this. I put the little black strips and I put a little picture right there just for pretty. I think it looked cute. All right, guys, that is the deal. You can do this partial die cutting the same way. Just pick your dies that will fit and partially die cut. And you can do it with the other sizes as well. I just think it works really well with the 6x6 because I get a good square to use to be able to see the whole shape. Because if I only did half a heart, it might not look the same as if getting most of the heart like that. So there you go. I hope you guys enjoyed these. I know it's hard for you to see in camera, but they're so cute. I want to see these if you recreate them. And I want to see what you do with your dies and how you do this partial die cutting impossible card. I think it's pretty cool, and I bet you guys are going to come up with a million different ideas. Hey, thanks so much for watching today. If you do make one of these, I want to see it over on our website, on our customer gallery, which is at maymaymadeit.com. Just click on customer gallery and share your images there, or on our Facebook group, which is called Maymay Made It, and so did I. Hey, thanks so much for watching. Have a great weekend. Talk to you again real soon. Bye-bye.